My name is Ray Baker, and I am the director of the Miami-Dade Public Library System. Well, I'm overseeing a library system with 50 library locations, 2 bookmobiles, a techno bus, 2 U-Media digital labs, 2 maker spaces, 450 approximately full-time employees, and approximately 150 part-time employees. Well, important to me is access for people to the library, and making it very easy and simple to do things like get library cards and check out books, and try to keep your policies simple and succinct so that people do not have to go through extra steps to access the library. Well, one of the things that we rely on are our community partners, people like the Knight Foundation, the Miami Foundation, continuing to work with folks like the school boards and other nonprofits that really provide a level of service that we can't always bring to our users. For example, there's certain levels of classes and educational components that we're not necessarily experts in. So it's important for us to have educational partners, learning partners, technology partners that can come in and help offset services that we can't provide to our customers. I've seen literature going back as far as 1973 that was predicting the doom of libraries, and it still comes up from a lot of people asking why are libraries relevant, and we're still checking out 300,000 plus physical items a month, and that's not even counting the digital side. So I struggle trying to find a way to say that we're becoming less relevant, because people are clearly using us heavily. And some people are using us differently in terms of wanting to use ebooks and check out e-magazines. And we're learning to adjust to that population and learn to give them the level of content and access that they want as well. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the biggest challenges, is dealing with the types of formats and platforms that people want to have that easy access to the library. Well, the U-Media program was actually funded originally, our first U-Media location, by the Knight Foundation. And we opened one up in North Dade Regional Library several years ago. And during my 10 years as assistant, I opened up a second location at the South Dade Regional Library. And it's geared towards children and teens 14 to 19 years old. And it's really a collaborative tech center, for lack of a better word, where it's very important that teens get some hands-on digital learning and access to 21st century technologies. They learn how to do podcasting, videography, and things like that with instructional-led tutoring by our staff. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a very important component of it, that we're actually have our staff teaching them how to use it on a daily basis. So that connection is very important to those teens. So we opened one up in Miami Beach Regional Library in 2015, and that was our first one. It's more of a collaborative activity center, and it does have a tech component to it, including 3D printers, access to Mac technology, but it also has a hands-on activity, crafts and sewing and activities like that that are more family-based, perler beading and things like that that are there for them to use. So we really try to create more of a family atmosphere in those locations, and we're about to open up our second makerspace at the West Kendall Regional Library before the end of this calendar year. Well, we have 2 bookmobiles, which really, as described, carry around books, and they go to underserviced areas of the county where we may not have a library, or where people may have difficulty getting out of a location. For example, senior centers are places where people who populate senior centers may not be able to get out and drive their car. So we try to bring the library to them at these locations, and we make regular stops at these locations to allow them to get new materials and maintain access to the library. Mm-hmm. And we also have a techno bus, which we just launched a couple of months ago. And that's more of a computer training lab on wheels. It has 10 workstations on it, with 10 computer workstations, and is also instructor-led, where we actually will go to different locations, whether it be schools or also senior homes, and teach people how to use technology. Well, I like to definitely see demand for them. I think when people I'm not necessarily counting the numbers on them, but when people are calling up saying, hey, the techno bus came by and we really loved it, we'd love to have you at another location. Or people giving us comments to the effect of, that's the only way I can get access to the internet or Wi-Fi. I really call that a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are starting to see a spike up in people renewing cards and people starting to apply for cards that never utilized the library before, and in some cases never knew about the library before. So that really is pleasing when we start to see those numbers go up.